Good morning, and thanks for joining us with the PegNet status meeting. We spent the last week working on the staking application, mostly for Accumulate, but as we discussed last week, that'll be leveraged for the PegNet. And one of the features of that application is it manages a set of validators and collects data from Accumulate that can be used for providing the staking for Accumulate. We'll be able to use that same infrastructure to calculate the staking for the PegNet. And it will also create and manage the leaders that are required to collect market data and post that market data at about a 10-minute frequency, just like the original PegNet. That those validators will also be grading the miners and creating the feedback on chain that calculates the points collected by miners. So the whole infrastructure needed for the on-chain mining pool at the beginning of the PegNet. So anyway, it's very close. Once that code goes onto the test net for Accumulate, then we'll begin to make modifications to it for the PegNet. Okay, that's about all I really have. Any questions?
Was curious if the when you've done with what you're talking about now, other projects will be able to use this to create on-chain oracles of all sorts, won't they?
Yeah, they'll be able to
Basic
create.
infrastructures there.
Yeah, that infrastructure actually is multi-use. So, for example, the Accumulate is designed to allow services to provide things like two-factor authentication security on accounts and whatnot like that. And this infrastructure will allow those, will support those types of services as well. Anywhere where a number of validators creates a distributed control of a service that does whatever you need to do, this code will enable that. So there's some really interesting things to do with NFTs, for example, where you want your NFT. You were talking earlier in a different meeting, Jay, about having leases of an NFT that revert back to the original owner after a particular time frame or under particular conditions. And the validators could be overseeing the NFT during that period in order to create to identify the end of the lease.
Hmm.
So, because you'd need some validators to enforce the return of the NFT,
Right. So
right?
you could create things like season pass NFTs and all kinds of interesting engagements like that.
Right. But that the basic infrastructure
Yeah.
of the validator management and the extraction of accumulate of particular accounts and ADIs, all that will be packaged inside of this infrastructure that can be reused by other people, other projects. We'll just be
Very
the
cool.
first one to prove that it works out that way.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Okay.
Thanks for the update, Paul.
All right. It's a short one, but I appreciate your patience. The meeting was delayed from 11 Central Time to 12. I appreciate you tracking that deviation and detour. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.